welcome to Car Chat TV. My name is Oliver, and in today's video I have with me the most underrated alternative SUV, the Maserati Levante. It sounds pretty special, doesn't it? And first things first, look at the size of that key. What a whopper. Right, let's jump in and find out what it's all about. So I'm inside the Maserati Levante, their first attempt at an SUV. And what do we know about Maserati? We know that they have a link with Ferrari, and we've got a Ferrari-derived engine block in there, 3-litre V6, pumping out 345 brake horsepower, petrol. Looking forward to that. And let's be honest, how many of these Levantes do you see on the road? Not many. This car's a little bit rare, it's a little bit alternative and edgy. Definitely for someone who wants to stand out, wants to be a bit different, and doesn't want to be Audi Q7, BMW X5. Something that's a little bit more of an extension even of their personality. So I'm going to take this car out on the road. I'm going to give you my honest opinion about how it handles, what the performance is like, and then I'm going to round up with my 3 best features of this car. Oh, before I forget, if you could go ahead and hit the subscribe button, that'd be great. Turn your notification bell icon on, because we have a vast amount of car content coming out. And if you love cars, it makes perfect sense. Right, so I'm now in the Levante, going for a little bit of a drive. It does feel big. This thing weighs over 2 tons, 2,100 kilograms. And I am just watching my position on the road. Just come around this bend, steering feels good. But I want to kind of put it in sport, because the first thing, everything's just tightened up a little bit. Valves on the back have opened up. Let's be honest, what you want to do with the 3-litre V6 345 brake horsepower is you want to give it some beans, don't you? It's a big thing. Oh, you can hear that. I can hear the exhaust. That sounds good. Oh, it does feel weighty, but it does feel tight. It does feel firm. So I've got it in sport, so it's got adaptive dampening and loads of different buttons, which we'll talk about later. But in sport, everything just feels a little bit tweaked and tight. I like it. Good feedback through the wheel. That's definitely firmed up, and it feels grippy. This is good. So one thing that kind of hits you straight away is this car feels really engaging. You hear the noise straight away. There's no soft limiter on it, and when you hit that sport mode, you can immediately hear the valves open and hear that woof, that roar. And also, it's engaging to drive. You've got a number of buttons down here, which I'll go into a little bit more detail. But round the corners, for those that want an SUV with a bit of a bigger engine, you know, that V6 3-litre, you're not going to get the best MPG, but you know that. This one gets 22.8 MPG. So, you know, it's not about that. If you're wanting that bigger engine, you've still got a big car, and you want that bit of performance. And maybe you choose this over, you know, an SQ5 or another, you know, performance SUV. And I think so far it's definitely immersive, and it makes you want to have a little bit of fun. You know, you've got that power, and it kind of ticks all the senses with the noise. Even when you're cruising through a town, I left it in sport mode and I could still hear, you know, the hum of the rear exhaust, and it sounds great. So I'm cruising along in normal mode. It's very chilled, it's very relaxed. The steering's nice and light, it's direct, it does what you want. The interior, also great. You've got leather, you've got a nice little bit of leather and stitching on the automatic gearbox, which is an 8-speed auto. And then you have a touchscreen, which works perfectly. But what I like about the touchscreen is you've got that option of using a rotary wheel as well. So sometimes you only get the option of having a touchscreen, don't you? But some people, you know, you don't want to drive along and get your finger out and start jabbing, because it can be quite dangerous. So you've got a rotary wheel that you can use as well. But it's really clear, it's really responsive, and there is definitely a feel of quality with the touchscreen. The camera, the reversing camera and stuff, it's not the best, it's average. I've seen there's better quality in other SUVs like Land Rover and Audi. However, whilst looking around within the interior, you do notice a few little things, like the center console, where you've got that black mirror gloss, is a little bit flimsy, and when you do press the different option buttons down here, like the adaptive dampers or the off-road option or even the sport, you notice if you press too hard, the center console trim kind of moves and wiggles around a bit, which it doesn't give you the best confidence. Okay, let's talk about my 3 favorite features of this Maserati Levante. I love how much option you've got down here. You've got the adaptive damper button here, sport suspension on or off, and straight away you can feel that tighten up. You've got air suspension, 5 different levels of air suspension that you can choose up and down if you want to take it off-roading at maximum height, or if you want to get in and out the car with these, that lower setting. And if you're really adventurous, you get it on that lower setting and you take it on a track day if you're that kind of person. You've then got sport mode, which straight away opens up the exhaust. You feel everything just tighten up, which I love. And then you have this increased car efficiency mode on, increased control and efficiency mode on and off. That works really well. Off mode, there you go, on, and you can feel the car just slowly start moving to the highest setting. And then the top button, you've got your traction control on or off. I guess that's for fun time at the track. But load of cool little options, and that's going to be my number 1 favorite feature. My second favorite feature, number 2, has to be the space. I've got great visibility around me, good headroom here. I've got 580 litres of boot space, which I'll show you later. And it feels airy, and I feel like I can relax, and it's comfortable, and I can, you know, chuck it into, I know I say this, performance mode, it's there, but it's important to have a little bit of a chill factor with a big SUV, isn't it? Because you might be carting your family around, going on long journeys and whatnot, and you're definitely going to pay for it in the fuel. But the space has to be it. I've got Adam behind me in the rear seats, so I want to throw it back to him, and I want to find out how he's finding with the comfort and how airy it is back there. Ads?
So, I'm in the back. I've actually got plenty of knee room. There's no complaints in the room in the back here. As you can see, I've got my camera and everything set up, so that's all fitted in really well. I'd say there is some like weird little windows back here, so it lets in a bit more light. I just don't really see the point in having them there. But yeah, all in all, pretty good. The seats are comfortable, although the back support could be a little bit better. But yeah, no complaints really. It feels pretty premium, so yeah, pretty standard. My bum feels pretty comfy.
There you go. Adam's bum's happy. That says it all. Number 3 has to be the noise of this 3-litre V6 engine. We're going to put it in sport mode. There's a soft limiter of 5,000 revs. Listen to this. Go! Oh! Yes! Okay, stop! Cut! Stop! Tell me what you think about that in the comments below. So if you're wondering how much this Levante is up for, it's around £44,000 at Jardine Select in Towcester, just sitting under about 20 quid, I think. Now, miles wise, it's done 20,491 exact as I'm looking at it. And just one thing to mention as well, this car is 4-wheel drive, and when you have it in normal mode, 100% is sent back to the rear wheels, and then if it feels a little bit of slippage, that's when the front wheels will kick in and start getting traction down. And then you have, you know, a vast array of buttons down there, like I said, that you can change it up and click into sport mode. So I definitely see this being a car for those people that want a little bit of performance in an SUV, a bit of a bigger engine. They want to have a little bit of fun every now and again. They don't care about miles per gallon, because let's face it, you are going to be topping this up quite a bit if you're driving it in sport mode. But then again, it is great fun. Okay, so with any large SUV, you want to check out what it's like to park and reverse and check out the cameras. I mentioned the camera earlier being a little bit average, but check it out, you might like it. So here we have it here, you in front of us. And you've got the guides to reverse back. I'm cheating because there's no one around, so I can literally just reverse it with ease. But the camera's not bad. The camera is not bad, as you can see. It's not the best out there on the market. I wouldn't say it's the clearest, but I think this is a cool little test just to show you and showcase the Levante's camera system. So let's talk about the Levante's boot space. 580 litres of space back here. Surely that's more than enough. So before I take this Levante back to Jardine Select, there's one more thing I need to do with it. Now Maserati say that this car can do 0 to 62 miles per hour in 6 seconds flat. So you know what? I want to feel that. So let's do sport mode, get the car stationary, build up those revs. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds loud. Oh, and there we go. That feels good in such a big SUV as well. 6 seconds. That was fun. So that has been the Maserati Levante, an SUV that is highly underrated and a little bit alternative as well. Let's recap what we've done in today's video. What do I like? I love the V6, I love the noise, I love all of the different options with that adaptive suspension. This car is good fun and it has put a smile on my face today. A few things I don't like. Not a big fan of these wheels. I think a nice set of wheels could make this car stand out. I like the quirky design. These little vents here look pretty cool. If you are interested in the Levante and you want to take it for a test spin, you can do that. Description below, and it's available at Jardine Select Motors Towcester. As always, throw us a like if you like the video, get yourself subbed, and I'll see you on the next one.